fact, and I kid you not, that I did not step out of my apartment. One, because it's the lockdown. Second, it's because it's very cold. And today I'm stepping outside to get my Ontario health card. So I will take you along with me. And then when I come back home, I'll tell you the entire process. See, it's that windy that I started crying. It's sunny, so that's a good change. I'm liking it. It's this windy. You can see the car. So it's this windy despite the sunshine that you have to properly gear yourself up when you have to go outside. The winter jacket, gloves, cap. So let's go together. I really hope you like this video because my hands are freezing. So I'm going to go in TTC. That's the bus transit here in Toronto. A little weather update. It's -6 degrees Celsius. It's so sunny. I love it. But then it's so windy. The wind stopped for a bit. But while I was coming from my building to the bus stop, there was this moment when my cap, the hood just flew on top of my head just because of the wind. But I'm glad that it's not that windy right now because I can finally soak in the sun. The thing that I miss about India a lot is that although it gets sunny at times here in Canada as well, but I can't sit because it's too windy, so you feel cold. I love to sit in the sun for hours and hours until it would be dusk, but here I can't do that. I told you that it's not windy, but see, it has started already. Not my bus. My bus is going to arrive in another 3 minutes. So I'll take you along with me to the Service Ontario Centre, and when I come back home, then I'll tell you all the details, the documents that are required and how much time it takes. So I did book my appointment, but I feel that people can go without booking that as well. But just to be safe, I booked that. Let's see what happens there. So stay tuned. When I come back, I'll tell you all the details. And now let's see a little bit of Canada. How does it look like in -6 degrees Celsius? I think I'm coming to this area for the first time. I've arrived at my destination. It's right behind me. This is the Service Ontario Centre. So let's go inside. It's on the 4th floor of this building and I'm going there. Let's see what's the process. So I'm done with the entire process and it just took 10 minutes because I had my appointment, and even if you did not have one, then also it didn't take that long. It was a pleasant experience. I've gotten my temporary health card for now, and they said that the permanent one will come in mail within 4 to 6 weeks. Even with this, I can go to the doctor and present this because it has that number. So I'm going to go home now. When I get there, I will tell you about the entire process. As you can see, the bus is literally empty. I'm just the person who's here. I mean the driver also, but there's no one else. One thing that I'm loving right now is that since the bus is closed, so I get to have the sunlight as well as block the wind. So I'm just making the most out of it. Right now the direction is such that the sun is not falling on me, but believe me, it's such a heavenly feeling and the one that I've been missing since so long. I crave that. I literally crave those winter scenes where I used to sit on the roof of my house or in my hostel in the garden and used to eat oranges soaking in the sunshine. And oh my god, I have to tell you this, I really love the naps that I take under the sun. That is a feeling which is entirely out of the world for me. So I can't do that here, but The house that I'll be hunting, I'll make sure that there's ample sunlight coming in the room, because in my room direct sunlight doesn't come. So I'll make sure that I find a house which has that, because I really want that. And the thing is that even if the wind speed is too high, you're inside the comfort of your house and you just close the windows and just bask in the sunshine. Now that I'm back in my cozy little room, it was really cold outside and you saw the wind speed. So now I can comfortably continue this video here. Let me tell you about the eligibility, and also if you are eligible, what are the steps that you need to follow, what are the documents that you need to present in order to finally get your OHIP. But before I proceed with that, you are missing something. Let me tell you one thing. I'm a mind reader and I know that you haven't subscribed yet. So just take a moment to subscribe, and I'm not going to disappoint you, because I'll continue reading your minds and make relevant and valuable content for you. For all those who did, thank you, and you're going to get a lot of value, believe me. Okay, so now let's move on to the OHIP discussion. So OHIP stands for Ontario Health Insurance Plan, and this is a health insurance which gives you access to a lot of free medical benefits, but there are a few things here and there which are of course not covered. So for that, either your company would be generous enough to give you that supplementary health insurance, or if that's not the case, then you can contact one of the insurance providers here. I've heard Manulife and Sun Life, these are the most common ones, and you can contact them and get the supplementary insurance through these providers. And just to tell you that supplementary insurance, that is not compulsory. Even if you don't have it, it's fine. But of course, God forbid, if something happens, then that will make you shell a lot of money, and most people in that case prefer to go to their home country because the flight as well as the treatment is less expensive than just the treatment here in Canada. Since I've transitioned from being a student to a person on PGWP, then I can tell you the transition of health insurance as well. So when you're a student, you are covered by your university. Of course, you have to pay them, but you are covered. But when you're on your PGWP, of course, you're no longer covered under that health insurance. So now you have to get something, and that something is entirely free. So that's a good news. And to get OHIP, you'll have to check whether you are eligible or not. So let me just tell you what are the conditions. So the first thing is that you have to have your postgraduate work permit original document. I know that when your study permit is about to expire, you will file for your PGWP, although you would be technically eligible, because I had this phone conversation with one of the Service Ontario representatives. So I told her that I have gotten a job and that I am on my PGWP. I already applied for it, so am I eligible? So the lady told me this, that although I am technically eligible because I have gotten a job, but since I do not have the original document, because like my work permit wasn't approved then I had just applied for it, you can't apply because we can't process your application until we get your original document. But she told me something really interesting after that, that since I'm technically eligible but the application can't be processed, so once my application gets processed, so all my backlog from the date that I was technically eligible, they can reimburse that money provided I keep all the relevant receipts. And I wasn't aware of this, so this is news to me, and so I thought that I should share this. And the second eligibility condition is that you have to have a job. So once I got my PGWP, the original document, so I made a plan that okay, now let's go and get the health insurance. So I again contacted the Service Ontario Center, because the center was 1 hour away from me, and I didn't want this to happen that I go there and then they say that oh no, these documents aren't good enough for us to process your application, and then I have to come back. Because I had requested my manager that I'll have to go in between the office hours, because the center that I was supposed to go to, that wasn't open on the weekend. And one another thing is that the OHIP for people who are on postgraduate work permit, that isn't processed by all the Service Ontario centers. So you have to check what is the full Service Ontario center and go to that. So in my case, that center was 1 hour away. So I just wanted to make sure that I have all the correct details so that I can just go once and do all my work and then I can come back. Because my manager was in the first place kind enough to grant me that, and the second is that of course it's a hassle going again and again. So I called them. Of course, I read the website and I knew that okay, these are the documents, but just to confirm, I called them and asked about the documents. So if you're eligible, you'll have to present them with 4 documents. The number one is of course your original PGWP, and everything here you have to present original. No photocopy will be entertained. So one is PGWP, second would be your your employment letter. I'll come to that in a bit because there are certain conditions which have to be met on the employment letter. And the third would be your driver's license. That is for your entire resident proof. And if you don't have a driving license yet, then that's fine. Anything else that has your address, the bank statement, your housing lease, or your pay stubs, you can submit that. But since I had my driving license, then I just took that. And the fourth thing is your passport. So these are the 4 documents that you have to take along with you, and then again, these must be original. And now coming to that employment letter thing. So there are 3 conditions that need to be fulfilled. 1, you should be working full-time, and it should be written on the employment letter that you are working full-time. 2nd, it should be written on the employment letter that they will keep you for the next 6 months. And if you are in a contract position, then of course you can have the ending date, and if the ending date minus today's date is more than or 6 months, then also that's fine. Otherwise, you can have your HR write that yes, this person will be working with us for the next 6 months. And the third thing, which is obvious, is that this employment letter should be on the company's letterhead. Now, apart from this, you'll also have to fill a form which you can just print out and fill it at home, or you can just go to the Service Ontario Center and they'll provide you with that and you can fill that on the spot. So these are the major things that you have to make sure that get covered. And of course, they'll click your photograph there, so just dress accordingly. And on the spot, they gave me the temporary health card, and they told me that the original one will take anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks to get delivered to my house. So this was the information on how to get your OHIP. So just follow these steps and you will get your OHIP. And I encourage that as soon as you get your work permit, and provided you have a full-time job, make sure that you book your appointment right away and get this card, because why wait? And now, if you like this video, make sure that you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell icon as well. That's really important, so please do hit it. Until my next video, take care and stay happy. Bye.